Hi everyone, welcome back to Wilde Reads. My name is Dave. How are we all? Welcome back to another video, and this one is a September. I nearly said October then, I nearly missed out a month. Welcome back to another TBR. Now usually what I've been doing the last few months is I like to put the TBR out as the last video of the month, and the next one after that into the new month will be the previous month's wrap up. But we have another video day after this one. I was going to record with Vicky to go through Vicky's reading year, because that's been quite interesting as well. But I was going to release that video today, but we haven't got round to recording it yet. So I thought I'll squeeze in a September TBR just to keep it all ticking over nicely. So TBRing is still going quite well for me. It's been a good idea to do them. It's not been a great reading month though, however. I have struggled. I've struggled for some reason this month to read. I'm not sure why. I don't think it's anything to be worried about or overly concerned about at this point. It's been a bit of a slow reading month, and there's been some books that I TBR'd from last time that I haven't been able to get to. But I'm sure I'll get to them before the year's out. There are a couple of big buying months coming up. There's a lot of books I want to buy in October, and there's a lot of books I want to buy in September, because there have been some absolutely brilliant books released lately. There are, in the next few weeks, there are some brilliant books coming out that I want to buy as well. So we're not here to talk about those. We are here to talk about what I'm going to be reading in September. And I want September to sort of make it up to myself for having a poor reading month in August, which you'll find out more about the poor reading month when I do eventually make the August wrap up. But let's get on with what I'm hopefully going to be reading in September. Starting off with Bitter Sun by Beth Lewis. This is a book that I featured on my 6 books to look out for, and it came out a couple of months ago. And it says here, this was published by the Borough Press, and it's a lovely book. I've got a signed copy of it here. In the heatwave summer of 1971, 4 kids find a body by a lake and set out to solve a murder, but they dig too deep and ask too many questions. Larson is a town reeling in the wake of the Vietnam draft, where the unrelenting heat ruins the harvest and the people teeter on the edge of ruin. As tension and paranoia run rife, rumours become fact, violence becomes reflex. The unrest allows the dark elements of the close-knit farming community to rise and take control. And John, Jenny, Gloria and Rudy are about to discover that sometimes secrets are best left buried. So that's Beth Lewis, Bitter Sun. Been looking forward to reading this for a little while now. It's not a library book, it's just got this sort of protective cover on, which I haven't decided whether to keep on or off yet. The next one I want to get to is, this is probably an either or. So I've got a couple of books here by Jess Kidd. The first one, which is Himself, and The Holder. And I don't know whether to start with, I know it's not part of a series, but I don't know whether, I mean, I might get to them both, who knows. But I might start with this one, or I might start with The Holder. I've seen The Holder a lot around BookTube, and it's quite a popular read at the moment, and has been for the last few months. But I haven't known a lot about Himself. It says here it's a magic realist murder mystery set in rural Ireland, in which the dead play as important a part as the living. It's one of those books that has you smiling as you read, and that you plan to read again very soon. See, that's the type of blurb that makes me think, I really want to get to that. But I might go for The Holder as well. The Holder is supposed to be absolutely brilliant. So, going to try one of those. Next, I'm going to get into this, which is Snap by Belinda Bauer. It obviously was longlisted for this year's Booker Prize. This, annoyingly, it's had a sticker on it, which I took off and didn't make a very good job. I hate it when they do that. I don't like, you know from me by now, I don't like stickers on books. Especially when they've got this sort of matte laminating on the cover. Am I being overly fussy here? Especially when they've been matte laminated on the cover and it leaves this horrible sort of residue. Can you see that? It just ruins it. And another thing I hate is that if you're going to put a sticker on a book, put a sticker on a book. Don't print a sticker which looks like a sticker. That for me ruins that cover. But they could have put that quote on the back with just a couple of lines like they have done here. But they're obviously wanting to draw your attention to the fact that Val McDermott thought that this was the best crime novel I've read in a very long time. But that to me ruins that cover. So a note, Bantam Press, stop doing this. Another one I want to get to in the month of September is Conversations with Friends by Sally Rooney. This has been hugely popular on BookTube as well, and I want to read this because I want to read her new book as well, which is, I think, called Normal People. I think I featured it on 6 Books recently. This seems really, really good. You live through certain things before you understand them. You can't always take the analytical position. Conversations with Friends is about Francis, Bobby, Nick and Melissa, 4 characters who ask each other endless questions. As their relationships unfold in person and online, they discuss sex and friendship, art and literature, politics and gender, and of course, one another. 21-year-old Frances is at the heart of it all, bringing us this tale of a complex ménage à quatre and her affair with Nick, an older married man. You can read Conversations with Friends as a romantic comedy, or you can read it as a feminist text. You can read it as a book about infidelity, about the pleasures and difficulties of intimacy, or about how our minds think about our bodies. However you choose to read it, it is an unforgettable novel about the possibility of love. Really looking forward to that, and I've been meaning to read this for months now. What else have we got that I plan to get to? I've had this for a few months. This is the 20th anniversary edition of Tipping the Velvet by Sarah Walters, and it's this gorgeous clothy hardback with this lovely sort of pinky foiling on the front. This was this special edition that came out recently from Virago, and I've been wanting to read this for years, absolutely years, and I've never had a sort of really lovely copy of it, but I have now, and it's sitting over there smiling at me on the TBR shelf. So I thought, what better time to get to it than now? And it's set in Whitstable as well, I believe, which, yes, it says here, from the oyster huts of Whitstable. Now, Whitstable is about an hour away from here, and we visit Whitstable quite a lot, and I love it. I love Whitstable. From the oyster huts of Whitstable to the music halls of Victorian London, Tipping the Velvet is the glorious first novel from this much-loved author. Yeah, really, really, really looking forward to get into a bit of Sarah Walters. Then I've got a couple of proofs of books that are already out, and they've been out for months, that I've just haven't got to, which is The Western Wind by Samantha Harvey, which I've heard is fantastic, and The Cliff House from Amanda Jennings. The next one I want to get to, you can obviously tell from this, I'm banking on the fact that September is going to be a great reading month, because I want to get to Patrick Gale's new book as well, which is here, which I haven't bought yet, and I really want to get to that because I love me a bit of Patrick Gale, and I'm going to Patrick Gale's event later in September, so I really want to read it before I go and meet Patrick Gale. Patrick Gale is giving a talk, and he's reading from his new book at a local literary festival that I'm attending later in September, and I really want to have read the book before I go. That is what I'm hopefully reading in September. What are you reading in September? Have you got, how are TBRs? Because I know a few people started TBRs around the same time that I did. So if you're watching, how are they working out for you? And what do you plan to read in September? September for me is the start of autumn as well. So hopefully things will start getting a little cozier. If you see, I've got a cardi on today because there's a nip. There's a definite nip in the air, and it's starting to turn and feel a little bit autumnal, which is lovely. So that's it from me. I will see you again very soon, probably on Wednesday night at my usual slot, 6 PM GMT, with another BookTube video. Until then, whatever you're doing this week, enjoy your books, and I will see you back here on Wednesday for another BookTube video. Until then, take care. Bye-bye.